So do you have a huge amount of anxiety build up when you go to take your shot? Do you draw back, try to settle the pin on the target, only to punch the trigger or snap the release, or maybe even not even be able to take the shot at all and have to let back down? You might have target panic. So what is target panic and how do we fix it? Target panic is just a build up of anxiety in your brain, and it makes a disconnect between your brain and your body. Your body has muscle memory and it goes through the same process every time you take the shot. So your brain's getting anxious about it, but your muscles are wanting to take the shot. And in the end, it all breaks down and you either smash the trigger, or you can't take the shot, or you can't hold the pin on the target, or the pin's stuck below the target and you just can't seem to raise the bow enough to get it on target. Target panic is only in your mind, and it's a disconnect between your mind and your muscle memory. So it stops everything working the way that it's supposed to. And the more you get worried about it, the more it's a problem. So you have to have a way that's going to reset your thinking and get everything working back the way that it should. So what can we do about it? How do we get our mindset linked back up to our muscle memory? What we need to do is do a total mind reset. There's a number of different activities that you can do. Some of them take a long time, some of them are a short-term fix, but we'll go through a couple of them and explain them. The first one we'd do would be blind bale shooting. So that's where you stand at only, say, 3 meters from your target. Make sure it's a big target because you're going to be blindfolded, and shoot 30 shots continuously with whatever equipment you've got. Shoot 30 shots continuously blindfolded. So say shooting groups of say 6 arrows, shoot your 6 arrows, go get them, come back, blindfold again, just going through your shoot routine or your shoot sequence in your head as you're shooting at the target. Doesn't matter where the arrow hits, just keep your eyes closed or blindfold on and just go through the shoot sequence or shoot routine. That's to reprogram your head to listen to only the shot sequence no matter where the pin is on the target. So once you've done that for your first day, second day you want to go to 3 meters, this time no blindfold on, sight your bow onto your 3 meters, have a fairly small target, and you want to aim right in the center of the target. Aim small, miss small. So shooting at the center of that target, again 25 shots, going through your shoot sequence each time, making sure the arrow hits the center of that target each time. Do that 3 days running. Then on the 4th day, come back to 5 meters. Do the same thing for another 2 days. Once you've done that, you should have had your mind reprogrammed and you should be able to go out and shoot your targets. If you're still having trouble with target panic, you'll need to try something else. So the next method works really well, but it can be a bit of a short-term fix. It's simple, and all it involves is changing your equipment. When you change your equipment, it changes how things feel, it changes how the bow draws or the release aid hooks on, and it just resets your brain to think that something else is happening. So if you've got a different bow, try using a different bow for a while. If you've got a different release aid, say go from a hinge release to a wrist release, just try changing the equipment that you're using. It'll reprogram your head, and it may be a short-term fix, so just keep that in mind. If you use a resistance release, like a back tension, proper back tension resistance release, that can really help solve your problem, but again, short-term fix. So just change your equipment to something else for a while, see how it goes, and it may fix it permanently. But if you've got target panic really ingrained in, and it might be really hard to get rid of it, and by just changing your equipment, it can possibly come back at a later date. Okay, so the next method is really just concentrating on your shoot routine or your shoot sequence. Think of only that, doesn't matter where the arrow goes. Get your mind thinking only of the shoot routine or the shoot sequence. So as your pin comes to settle on the target, you're not sort of concentrating on holding there, you're still forcing through your shoot sequence, so you don't stop to move the bow around and get that pin settled on the target. Just keep going through the shoot sequence. It stops the anxiety of the pin sitting on the target and then taking the shot. So just concentrating on the shoot sequence, counting through each step in process without worrying too much about where the arrow is actually hitting. Still put the pin on the target, not just on the target, but the very center of the target, and continue through your shot sequence. Do that 30 to 40 times. You should be doing that anyway when you aim, but do that 30 to 40 times and it might help with your anxiety and your target panic. The next one is really in breaking the cycle of your shoot routine so that it stops that last second panic of taking the actual shot. And I haven't found that this one works real well, but I've got a mate who used it and reckons it worked extremely well for him. And that is, draw back, aim, go through your shoot sequence completely, except where you're going to start squeezing your back and taking the shot, relax and let down. And do this 30 to 40 times and do it over a few days so that your shot sequence is interrupted and the anxiety is interrupted. Then after you've done that for a couple of days without taking a shot, so he was doing it for about a week every day without taking the shot, and then after that, after the next few days, he went and said his target panic had been fixed. So that is another method. You've got to find any method you can that's going to break up that anxiety, especially towards the end of your shot sequence, where it's building up until some people can't even take the shot and have to let down. Some people just smash the button if they've got a wrist release. Some people rotate their wrist really quickly and get rid of it. You've got to find something that breaks that anxiety at the end of the shot. So ultimately, it doesn't matter who you are, how good a shot you are, how long you've been doing it, everybody will at some stage get target panic. And it's up to each individual person to go through a few different methods to figure out what works for them. Sometimes it can take a long time to get over target panic, and that first method that I described here is probably the one that takes the longest to do, but it's the one that ingrains into your mind and into your muscle memory how the shot sequence should go, and it's the one that has long-term cure. There's probably quite a lot more methods to fixing target panic, but put down in the comments the methods that you use and the methods that you find that are the best, so that other people that are watching this video can read those as well and try those for themselves. If you have liked this video, leave a comment below and hit the like button, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. That's what helps us to keep on making more videos. I hope you liked the video and got something out of it, and we'll see you in the next one.